Hey there everyone and welcome to another Neo Monsters video. This is another PvP video taking a look at a couple more clips that are from the past. This is taking a look at my one-on-one Crescendo team. There are two clips here and it's both the same team. This was after the Crescendo buff. I wanted to try and build around Crescendo in a way that was kind of cool, also using Bundle Blazer here, as you can see. So I do a fast retreat into the one-on-one. Polar Boss goes after Strike, so it remains awake and can detox strike anything. So something that's going to be a problem in the enemy team, I can then detox strike. So say for example, if Scorpio Geist had remained awake, then I could have detox strike that. But otherwise, yeah, that's the general idea of the team. Then I could purify, I could pass time, I could then give them the Bundle Blazer, which slows them down, and then just mow through their team with a Crescendo. And while they're all asleep, I'm going to use this time to charge Crescendo. So this first battle, you can see things have gone really nicely. They've gone how I want them to. I was thinking about passing time with the Bundle Blazer, but I skipped because I figured, actually, he'll probably just Toxic Killer it, and sure enough he did. So then I can start hitting this Chromera and charging my Crescendo. It's also important that I have the Bundle Blazer die at this point because I actually have no stun protection until the Bundle Blazer's gone. So one of the slight downsides of this team. And in fact, I made a slightly better version of this one-on-one style thing using Bundle Blazer in the front line rather than next in line. But I wanted to charge the Detox Strike and use that to kill things. So I actually really like the synergy on this one. I think it's a lot of fun. And as you can see, it's really going through the enemy team. So I had to use a Crescendo Blast to take down that Chroma. Unfortunately, decided to do it on Shiva Dragon rather than Polar Boss, because Shiva Dragon's damage is already charged a bit, whereas Polar Boss needs charging, and also my Shiva Dragon's +9, so it's slightly fewer seconds on that. Anyway, it's really important when doing this kind of thing to know when the enemies are going to wake up. And in this battle, I spend a bit of time on each of my Strike's turns, trying to work out how things are going to line up and whether I should do the skipping or the shield self. Now at this point I could skip behind the Flutter Coys and then do another shield self, and it will have double survivor charged by the time it gets a turn. And I thought about doing that at that point, but decided actually I might want to do a double survivor before it's charged if that's going to hit something, as well as I can always skip and then do the double survivor. But I know shortly after my Strike gets a turn is when they're going to wake up. So I can look at that as a timer now, and I look at it and I see, Scorpio Geist is probably going to get a turn before, so it's going to wake up before it gets a turn. Now as it turns out, if you count the seconds, it's actually going to wake up 2 seconds before it gets a turn. So I know I need to kill that Scorpio Geist before it gets a turn, basically. But anyway, I make the most of the auto poison all, getting rid of the whole ground on Capybaragon. Not only didn't quite die there to the first Crescendo Strike, so I'm gonna kill it off here with the double survivor. Worked out in my favour here, not skipping before Strike. To charge that double survivor, I did actually need that little hit from Strike there. So now I realise I need to kill this Scorpio Geist. I just about killed it with that Crescendo Strike, and sure enough, yeah, it would have got a turn. As you'll see, everything will wake up when Shiva Dragon gets a turn now. So things are completely under control. I've managed to charge all my Crescendo. I've got the stun protection coming in. I do a skip with Shiva Dragon there because I want to purify whatever falls asleep as Wraith Captain comes in, maintaining the control. He's not going to be able to shut down any of my monsters. And so yeah, he finally gets a turn, and sure enough just gives up immediately. That was really the strategy just coming together and annihilating an enemy team. It doesn't always go that way. So this second clip is against Achin, and he has just a classic meta team. I'm sorry if you're watching this, Achin, but when I looked at this I was just like, oh, this is so clearly what everyone's playing. And I like to make more unique stuff. So anyway, trying to work out, is it best to do the true hit here and hit Aura Dragon, Dasikian, Jaguardian? I could hit the Jaguardian and takes most of his damage potential out of the way, but then I've got to deal with Dasikian and Aura Dragon at some point, trying to work out whether it's better or not, and in the end I decide to retreat. Let's just go with the one-on-one and hope that Aura Dragon doesn't stay awake. Really annoyingly, Aura Dragon is the one that stays awake, so now we're in a bad situation where my front line is being completely countered. The strategy is not going to work, so I've now got to work really hard to actually pull this one out of the bag, because my team doesn't have a huge amount of damage potential. It needs time before it can get there. So I tried to do the Detox Strike on Aura Dragon. I figure if I can put it to hold ground, at least then it'll be easy to finish off. But it got blocked. So he wakes up his team. Luckily it did skip the first turn of Desikin and Jagardian at least, so I've got a little bit of wiggle room to do something with first. Just skipping with my monsters, trying to... I put that behind his Sherloid because there's not much point shielding if he's just about to hit my team with the Sherloid. And in fact, yeah, he does the Purify because he wants to use it to get rid of any shields if needed. So I passed 30 seconds to skip with that. I just sped that bit of the clip up. We have that later on in the battle as well. I'll speed it up. So I tried to hit the Aura Dragon, I believe, there, or Desikin. I'm not sure, either one. Yeah, I'm going for the Aura Dragon, but it's getting blocked every time. Doesn't matter too much. And now, unfortunately, he can just wipe out both my Crescendo monsters. So I'm left with a Stratus Strike that's not charged yet, and Bundle Blazer, who can't really do anything. He clearly wants to get rid of my Desikian first of all. Quite nice that he put his Aura Dragon onto high seconds. That means I know there's not going to be any stealth for a little bit. He's deciding whether or not to Confidence Strike or Leech here. In the end, it goes for Leech. Pretty smart choice, I think, because I can't hit his Desikian that easily right now, and so it will probably be on full health. I also really need to pass that Bundle Blazer, because if I can poison his team, that'll help out a lot here. Pass with Desikian because it can potentially do a powerful Confidence Strike. Unfortunately, Double Scyther isn't charged yet. I go with the shield at this point. Feels like that's the smartest choice. Now I can kill one thing. Now I do have poison at the back of my team, so Aura Dragon isn't a huge issue. Desikian is a bit of a problem right now, but it is poisoned, so it's not going to do much damage. So I decided to kill the Jagardian, because that would be the thing that's really going to damage my team at this point. I can kind of mostly ignore the other stuff. So unfortunately, he does take down my Leergeist there. It was easily enough to kill me. So I could take down the Aura Dragon or the Desikian. Got to pick which one to go for. Now looking at this, I would normally want to pick Desikian at this point because I don't have a counter to the shields. However, Aura Dragon, when it gets a turn, it can heal rear guard, and there is stuff at the back which I don't want healed up. So I decided to go for the Aura Dragon, get that out of the way, so I know the things at the end will die to my auto poison. Now I skip back here. I passed this because this is like 1 minute of us doing stuff, and really stupidly I was actually going to kill it anyway. I regretted skipping back. I should have just literally killed it as soon as I got the turn, because I was planning to kill it. And I go aggressive on his sweepers, the things that can kill, which means I've got to face a lot of shields, which is a big problem. It's really annoying, but he weirdly does the enlist. He's going all in on the my shields are going to win me this battle. Now what I should do at this point is actually skip with my Stratus Strike, do a Leech on the Flarevern, and then kill the Flarevern with my Double Survivor. I don't know why I didn't do that. I think I didn't really consider it at the time, but I really should have done that, because this Flarevern is going to cause me problems with the auto poison, and if I just done that skip and then the Double Survivor, I think I would have been in a brilliant position. I also was hoping that he didn't have that counter shock. I can't remember if my things had kills for him to dual Slayer Bane, but anyway, at this point then he can sweep my Dull Freeze and Nova Drake, which is really nasty. However, he's taking a lot of time over it, and I was really confused at this point what he was trying to think of doing, and then he knocks back my Dull Freeze. I would call that a mistake. I don't really know what his plan was there, but to be fair, I made the mistake just before, so this is now giving me a proper chance to come back into the battle. I think if he had done the dual Poison Eater, it would have been really bad there, just because lowering the number of monsters I have, and he's got the auto poison anyway to to poison anything that comes in, so they're not coming in shielded. Actually, saying that, the Magmarinus will, because it's got poison immunity, but even so, you know, it didn't look too great. So at this point, the Flare Vern's really out of play, so I don't really need to kill that. I just get rid of the 2 monsters that are going to get a turn soon. Cannon Shogun nearly died, didn't quite die unfortunately, and I figured if I'm going to win this battle, I probably need a second Death Gazer entrance, so I retreat with that. Now with here, I could try and time strike the Flare Vern, but then he has 2 monsters turns which are just going to do a lot of damage to me. He's got a Magmarinus coming in that's a problem for the Link Slayer Banal. That's why I didn't want to do the assisted Dusk, because I know he's clearly got another fire monster coming in, but I think I just got to accept it. I was also thinking about how it probably mean that I can kill the Flocculosaurus with Confident Strike there, so yeah, quite good. However, it looks like he's really going to swing back at me now, because he's got the Stun Killer to kill Nova Drake, and then he can do the Swift, the Link Slayer Banal, although for some reason he picks Magmarinus. I'm not entirely sure why, because he lets me hit one thing here with Raw Bloodthirst. And I was looking at the next monster, trying to work out when the Link Slayer Banal comes in, will my Black Titan come in, and then will it, you know, take things out? I decided to get rid of the Flare Vern because that would be dying to the Black Titan, and I'd rather have something else die to the Black Titan, something else of his, that is. Now, as it turns out, the thing that dies to it is his Metoid, which doesn't really do a whole lot, but I was hoping it was going to be one of the other monsters, like maybe the Dracarosa would die to the Black Titan, but yeah, unfortunately not. So Dracarosa is really bad for me with my 3 out of 5 poison monsters at the end here. He decides to go through Purify Mist to stop my monsters from attacking much. Pretty smart choice, especially because if he kills the Metoid or anything, then my Death Gazer will come in and I may have a chance to swing back at this. But it's looking pretty dire for me. There's not a whole lot I can do. Still pretty impressed with what my team has done, considering the bad odds at the beginning, that the Aura Dragon stayed awake and basically my whole strategy went out of the window. So trying to come back from that is a little tricky, especially considering Achun has a very powerful meta team in this instance, and so it's really hard to beat that kind of thing when you're on the back foot from the beginning. So I do the Poison Gas. Unfortunately, doesn't poison either Magmarinus or Dracarosa. That's what I really wanted there, because I'm going to kill the Valzrain anyway. I need something poisoned so I can do the double Poison Eater. So I decide with my Death Gazer, I just have to do the Poison Storm to poison them now, because I need that poison on them. And now I've really just got to kill the things that are going to get turns, because I can't let him get any turns at this point. So True Hit on the Nultron, that takes that out of the picture. Gorgawin getting another turn really soon after, it's nice. The 50-second moves are just insane. So I get rid of the Dracarosa. That's super important to do right now. The Magmarinus actually can't do too much to my team, and I've got 2 monsters turns here, so either one can take out Jargardian. As it turns out, it dies to the Death Revenge. I'm going to take a turn here, and Magmarinus, like I said, can't really do a whole lot to win here. However, there is a small chance it could do it, so I try and do the Blood Fury, and it goes around the Protector. So there we go, I get the win. Really close match, I love that. I hope you enjoyed watching these two. I love this team. I've got a slightly better version of it that I will be bringing out a video for in the future. But anyway, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.